Our back-to-school coverage this morning, and we're focusing on college now, how hard the transition can be for both students and their parents. Joined now by family psychologist Dr. Scheckner. Stacey, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First, I want to kind of unpack this a little bit. How does the relationship change as a kid's entering college for the first year between, that student and the parents?
Well, the first thing that has to happen is you have to recognize and respect that there is going to be a change. I think that's the hardest part for parents.
Which maybe a lot of parents don't think about even.
Absolutely. They're thinking about packing, going to the container store. They're thinking about, getting bedding. So they're not really thinking about when they drop their child off at college. How is the relationship going to change? And it absolutely is. If you don't respect that and recognize it, you're going to have a lot of problems.
Is there a discussion that needs to be had between the parents and students maybe prior to them, leaving for college?
Absolutely. There need to discuss that they're going to be there for them, but they're going to be there for them in different ways. There's a lot of different ways that we can talk about. We can talk about the expectations, expectations for drugs and alcohol, expectations for time management, expectations for their study habits. So that discussion definitely needs to take place before they go to college.
Important topics, some of them really tough too. And you mentioned, this can be hard on the parents, but it can also be hard on the students.
Absolutely. They're going to feel so much anxiety. We've all heard the phrase, with freedom comes more responsibility. So they are going to feel a lot of anxiety. And it's important that the parents are there for them, but also parent them in a different way.
You have some guidelines to the 5 things to think about, as this transition's happening. And I want to list those out and bring those up on the screen as you talk to them about us. Where do we start here? You will act more like a coach. We're talking about the parents here.
Right. They're going to be parenting. They're not going to be seeing them on a daily basis. They're definitely going to act more like a coach than a parent.
And you're not going to solve their problems, you're saying?
You are not going to be there solving all their problems. You're going to want to solve their problems because they're your baby and you're going to want to take care of anything. But they're going to resent you for that because they want to be independent. So you're going to encourage them. The second point is you're going to encourage them after listening to them, validating them, empathizing them. Encourage them to use campus resources.
And like you said, you will need to talk about these expectations.
Yes.
I want to move on to focused discussions on course content, not on the letter grades.
Right. They're going to feel so much pressure to prove to you that they can handle everything. It's better for you to focus on talking to them about what they're learning.
Let's talk about this last point here. You want to say give the child some of the power in determining the communication.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. Are you going to text them? Are you going to IM them? Are you going to Facebook them? Are you going to call them? On their own time. They're going to be so busy, they're going to feel obligated. You called them 3 times. When are they going to call you back? What should they be talking about? So allow them the freedom to choose the method of conversation, how long, and when that will be.
Stacey Scheckner, excellent points there as we are right in the middle of this back-to-school time for so many. Thank you for being here. I want to send it over to John now to talk a little bit about